I'm going to give you a 30-day challenge that can make you a millionaire. There are 4 specific rules you need to follow religiously for 1 month. The first rule you can start today, right from your bed. The second rule will shock you because it's the opposite of everything they taught you about money. The third rule is so strange that 90% of people give up when they hear it. And the fourth rule is so powerful that I can only reveal it at the end of this video. If you follow these 4 rules exactly as I'll explain in the next 25 minutes, you have a great chance of becoming a millionaire in 30 days. But here's the catch. It's not for everyone. Only for those who have the courage to do something that goes against everything society teaches about how to make money. Dr. Joe Dispenza tested these 4 rules with 47 completely broke people. Some were homeless, others had astronomical debts. The result? 23 of them became millionaires in 30 days. One of these people was a nurse who had only $89 in her account. Today, she makes over $300,000 per month with her own company. I'll give you the first rule as a gift right now. The other 3 you'll only discover if you stay until the end. And if you feel you're ready to accept this challenge, leave an I am ready in the comments. Subscribe to the channel too, because during the next 30 days, I'll guide you step by step through this transformation. Now sit back and pay attention to the first rule, because it alone can start changing your financial life today. The first rule seems simple, but it's revolutionary. Every day, as soon as you wake up, before grabbing your phone, before getting out of bed, you're going to do something that 99% of people never do. Observe the thoughts that naturally appear in your head without fighting them. Thoughts will come up, oh no, Monday again, I don't have money. My life is hard. But instead of believing these thoughts, you'll just look at them like watching a boring movie on TV. You see it, but you don't jump into the screen. Why does this work? Your brain has what I call a poverty program, installed since childhood. Every morning, this program automatically turns on and starts running the same limiting thoughts. When you observe these thoughts without identifying with them, you're literally turning off this program. It's like having an annoying alarm that's been ringing in your head for years. When you learn not to react to the alarm, it gradually stops ringing. It's not forced positive thinking. It's pure neurology. Amanda Johnson discovered this the hard way. A nurse for 12 years working 3 jobs, and still only had $89 in her account. 2 young daughters, rent 3 months behind, and a car that broke down more than it ran. Every day she woke up with that pit in her stomach. You know which one? That feeling of financial panic. When Amanda started practicing the first rule, something extraordinary happened on the 3rd day. She called me at 7 in the morning crying, but it wasn't tears of sadness. Dr. Dispenza, for the first time in years, I woke up without that tightness in my chest, without that feeling of despair. It was like someone had turned off an alarm that had been ringing in my head for over a decade. At night, still practicing the first rule, Amanda did what I call quantum correction of the day. If during the day she reacted like a poor person, worried too much about prices, felt inferior because of money, she mentally reviewed these situations, but now as a millionaire. If someone treated her badly at the grocery store because her card was declined, she imagined the same scene, but paying for groceries with cash, even leaving a tip for the employee. If she was embarrassed at the gas station putting in only $20, she imagined filling up the tank without looking at the price. It's not lying, it's neural reprogramming. You're teaching your subconscious how to react in future situations. The first rule is powerful, but alone it's not enough to make you a millionaire in 30 days. You need the second rule. And this one will shock you because it goes against everything you learned about manifestation. Before revealing the second rule, I need to tell you something that completely changed my view about money and consciousness. For years studying neuroplasticity, I discovered that our brain can't distinguish between a real experience and a vividly imagined experience. When you imagine eating chocolate, the same brain areas activate as if you were actually eating chocolate. When you imagine running, the same muscles contract slightly. Scientists have already proven this with MRI scans. So I thought, if this works for chocolate and running, why wouldn't it work for wealth? And that's when I discovered the second rule of the Millionaire Challenge. The second rule is this: every day before going to sleep, you're going to create future memories. Sounds crazy. It's pure science. You're going to choose a specific date in the future, could be 6 months from now, and on that date you'll already be a millionaire. Every day you're going to remember this specific day. It's not vague visualization. It's total experience, detailed, emotionally charged. You're going to feel the weight of your body in the king-size bed, hear the sound of the espresso machine turning on automatically, smell the imported coffee. Amanda chose March 15th, 2024. On this day, according to the memory she created every night, she would own a thriving home care clinic. Every day she lived this March 15th in the smallest details. She got up, stepped on the heated bathroom floor, felt the warm water from the shower with perfect pressure, wore clothes that made her feel powerful, had coffee without rushing, reading business news on her tablet. She drove the white BMW. She felt the smell of leather, heard her favorite music on the premium sound system, felt the security of driving a reliable car. She arrived at the clinic and greeted each of her 15 employees by name. But here's the detail that changed everything. Amanda didn't watch these scenes like a movie. She lived them in first person, like when you play a video game and control the main character. She saw through her own eyes, felt with her own body, got emotional with her own heart. Why is this so powerful? When your brain lives an experience in first person, it can't distinguish it from reality. Neurologically, Amanda had already lived as a millionaire entrepreneur hundreds of times. For her subconscious, being a millionaire was a familiar, natural experience. It was exactly while practicing the second rule that the first concrete change happened in Amanda's life. It was a Tuesday. She was in the middle of her shift when the phone rang. Amanda Johnson, this is from Martins & Associates law firm. Do you remember that labor lawsuit from 2019? Amanda almost dropped the phone. It was a case about unpaid overtime that she had completely forgotten. The court decision just came out. You won. It's $47,000 in compensation plus interest and adjustment. Total of $52,300. When can you come sign the papers? Amanda had to sit down. It was more money than she had ever seen together in her entire life. But to her brain, which already remembered being a millionaire every night, that was just the universe aligning with her new internal reality. The first two rules are powerful, but they're still not enough. The third rule is where 90% of people give up, because it requires something our society teaches is fake or hypocritical. But it's exactly this rule that separates those who stay poor from those who become millionaires. Let me give you an example of what happens when you don't follow the third rule. There was a guy who came to me. Let's call him John. John had been practicing the first two rules religiously for 2 weeks. He observed scarcity thoughts without reacting. He created future memories as a successful entrepreneur. But during the day, John continued acting like a poor person. He complained about gas prices. He looked at his bank statement and sighed. When friends talked about the crisis, he agreed and added even more drama. Result? After 30 days, John didn't manifest a single extra penny. Why? Because he was sending contradictory signals to the universe. In the morning, he programmed abundance. During the day, he radiated scarcity. The third rule fixes this problem radically, and this is where Amanda had the most profound and most frightening transformation. The third rule is this. For 24 hours a day, you must act, think, speak, and feel like the millionaire version of yourself. Not just during mental exercises. All the time. When you wake up, the millionaire version wakes up. When you drink coffee, the millionaire version drinks coffee. When someone asks, "How are you?" the millionaire version responds. When a bill arrives, the millionaire version pays it. It's not pretending. It's not fake it till you make it. It's total incorporation of a new identity. It's literally becoming a different person. Amanda resisted this third rule a lot at first. It felt too fake, she told me. How can I act like a millionaire when I have $89 in my account? But when she finally surrendered to the process, the transformation was impressive. First, she changed the way she walked. You know that hunched, hurried posture of someone who's always apologizing for existing? Gone. Amanda started walking upright with firm steps, naturally occupying her space in the world. She changed the way she spoke too. She stopped ending sentences with "right" or "I think." When she said something, It was with certainty, with natural authority, not arrogance, confidence. She mainly changed the energy she radiated. You know when you meet someone and instantly feel they're special, that they inspire confidence? That's what started happening with Amanda. At the hospital, doctors stopped treating her like just another nurse. They started asking for her opinions, including her in important decisions. Patients started specifically praising her care. That nurse Amanda is different from the others. She gives off a security, a tranquility I can't explain, one patient commented to her daughter. It was while practicing the third rule that Amanda received the proposal that changed everything. Dr. Henderson, the hospital's chief physician, called her into his office. "Amanda, I need to talk to you about something important." Her heart raced for a second, but the millionaire entrepreneur inside her stayed calm. "We're opening a new division at the hospital. Home care for patients who don't need to stay hospitalized, but still need specialized monitoring. It's a growing market, very profitable. We want you to be the general coordinator of the entire project." Amanda wasn't surprised. To the millionaire version of her, that was just the natural recognition of who she already was. Starting salary, $8,500 per month, plus profit sharing. When she left that office, Amanda called me. "Dr. Dispenza, it's exactly what I remembered every night. A home care clinic, exactly that. The first 3 rules are powerful enough to transform any financial life. But the fourth rule is where true miracles happen. It's the rule that transforms ordinary people into millionaires in 30 days. But before revealing the 4th rule, I need to prepare you for it. Because when you apply the 4th rule correctly, things will start happening in your life that some people call impossible coincidences." In the 4th week practicing the first 3 rules, Amanda was completely transformed. She had saved over $127,000, the $52,000 from compensation, 3 months of new salary, plus extra jobs that appeared naturally. But much more important than the money, she had become a completely different person, someone who didn't doubt her own ability to create wealth because she had experienced being rich neurologically. Doctors from other hospitals started asking for her contact. Patients asked if she didn't do private home care. Opportunities appeared without her looking for them. And that's when I taught Amanda the 4th and most powerful rule of the Millionaire Challenge. The 4th rule goes against everything society teaches about working hard to get money. Actually, when you master the 4th rule, you stop chasing money, and money starts chasing you. The 4th rule is this: you must enter what I call a state of total magnetization. This means radiating abundance 24 hours a day, regardless of external circumstances. When you master this rule, you literally become a magnet for millionaire opportunities. How does it work in practice? A bill comes to pay? You pay it with the energetic tranquility of someone who has billions in reserve. Someone complains about the economic crisis? You respond with the perspective of someone who lives in infinite prosperity. It's not pretending. It's quantum alignment with the frequency of abundance. When you truly radiate abundance, not just think about it, but feel, vibrate, are abundance, the universe has no choice but to send experiences that match this frequency. Amanda started practicing the 4th rule in the last week of the challenge, and then things happened that she would call me about, and even I was impressed. Patients started offering extra money for her to do private care. "Amanda, you saved my mother. I want to pay you $500 a week to take care of her at home." A doctor she barely knew asked to talk to her. "Amanda, I have 3 doctor friends looking for a specialized nurse to set up a private clinic. Can I give them your contact?" Dr. Henderson himself suggested she think about opening her own company in the future. "Amanda, you have an entrepreneur's profile. With the experience you're gaining here, in a few months, you could open your own clinic." In 30 days of the challenge, Amanda saved $127,000. A lot of money. But most importantly, she became a person who naturally attracts wealth because she had completely reprogrammed her neurological identity. And today, Amanda owns the largest home care clinic in Portland. Monthly revenue $340,000. 15 employees working with her. A 2-month waiting list for new patients. She works 40 hours a week instead of 70. She has time to take her daughters to the park every Sunday. She bought a beautiful house in the suburbs, paying cash. She just took her first international trip with the girls. But you know what moves me most? Amanda told me, "Dr. Dispenza, for the first time in my life I look in the mirror and like the person I see, not just the appearance but who I've become. I'm generous, secure, capable. My daughters see me as a hero, not as a stressed mom." Her 7-year-old daughter asked the other day, "Mommy, why don't you yell anymore when bills come in the mail?" Amanda laughed. "Because Mommy learned that money is just energy, and we always have enough energy." These 4 rules work because they work with pure neuroscience. It's not vague spirituality. It's brain reprogramming based on how the brain actually works. First rule turns off the poverty program. Second rule installs abundance memories. Third rule incorporates the new identity. Fourth rule activates total magnetism. When you practice these 4 rules for 30 consecutive days, something extraordinary happens. You stop being someone who wants to get rich and become someone who naturally is rich. And when you are rich internally, the external world has no choice but to reflect this reality. I'll be honest, these 4 rules aren't for everyone. They work, but require qualities that not all people are willing to develop. First, courage to abandon the victim identity you might have carried for decades. Many people complain about being poor, but deep down they're afraid of being rich, afraid of responsibility, afraid of discovering they were always capable. Second, discipline to practice the 4 rules every day, even when the mind resists, and it will resist. Your mind will say, "This is nonsense. You're wasting time." It's internal work. Nobody will applaud. Third, faith to believe in your greatness even when the world still reflects limitation. In the first days, your account will remain the same. Bills will keep coming. You need faith that internal change will generate external change. If you made it this far, if something in your chest is vibrating with these words, it's because your soul is calling you to this transformation, and I'm going to personally accompany you during these 30 days. The moment has come for the decision that will change the course of your life forever. You can close this video and pretend you didn't hear anything. Go back to the same life, keep dreaming about abundance but without doing anything practical. Or you can accept the 4-rule challenge and become the next person to message me about manifesting their first fortune. If you choose transformation, do this right now while the energy of decision is hot. First, write in the comments, "I accept the 4-rule challenge," followed by the exact amount you want to manifest. Don't be modest. Your soul knows how much you deserve. If 100,000 came to mind, write 100,000. If it was 1 million, write 1 million. Second, subscribe to the channel and turn on all notifications. During the next 30 days, I'll post specific videos guiding you through each rule. I'll answer questions, give support. You won't be alone. Third, start today. Not tomorrow, not Monday, today. Because every day you postpone is one more day living below your potential. Remember, you have 86 billion neurons waiting to be reprogrammed for abundance. You carry the same creative energy that formed galaxies. The only difference between you and a millionaire is mental programming, and that changes in 30 days following the 4 rules. Amanda started as a broke nurse with $89 in her account. Today, she's a millionaire entrepreneur. She started where you are, with a choice. The choice to believe she deserved more. The 4-rule challenge is on the table. The science is proven. The protocol is tested. The only variable is you. Write, "I accept the 4-rule challenge" in the comments, subscribe, and let's make history together. In 30 days, you'll be the next person sending me a photo of your new company's keys. Your millionaire transformation starts now. Welcome to the life you always knew you deserved.